Now, some of you may have seen in some nature photography that there's been these shots of these trees like this where there's the sun behind here, and you've got the sunbeams kind of subtly piercing through the tree area here, or through the leaves. And what I'm going to do in this image is actually recreate that effect right here in Photoshop. It's a pretty neat effect. So, first thing I need to do is, on this image, I'm going to go over to my channels palette, and I'm going to look for the channel that has the most contrast, which pretty much I can tell right away it's going to be the blue one. So I'm just going to go straight to that one, and there we can see what I'm looking for is the widest area to be the sky here, and all the dark areas will be all the foreground area. So I'm just going to make a duplicate of this channel, and with that new channel selected, I'm going to bring up my levels, do Command or Control L, and I'm going to push the dark areas over so we can kind of get rid of all that detail in the foreground, because I just want to bring out that area of the sky in here, just like that. And we'll hit OK. Now, I'm going to go ahead and activate this channel as a selection, so I'm going to hold down my Control or Command key, and then you can see I get my little selection icon. Click on that and activate it. Let's go back to our regular channels, back to our layers, and create a new layer. And we're going to fill this selection with white. Let's go under Edit, Fill, White, just like that. I'm going to go ahead and deselect that. Now, I'm going to make a duplicate of this layer because I'm going to be doing something with this original fill in just a little bit, but not right now. On this new copy, next thing I want to do is I'm going to go under Filter to Blur, Radial Blur. And here we want to make sure we're set to zoom. And I want to push the direction of my zoom up here about where I want the sun on the document to be, and positioning of the sun itself. So put it right about there. And push these up to about 75. Just like that. And we'll hit OK. You can already see started the finished effect we're going for here, but still got a few more things to do here. Now I'm going to double click on this layers icon and bring up the layer styles, and we're going to add an outer glow, and you can see the difference there it's already made. Now this is one of the rare times I'm actually going to use the default color here. Normally I'd go ahead and change this to a white or some other color, but in this case the default color that comes up is actually OK. So with that done, I'm just going to hit OK, and now I'm going to make another duplicate of this layer. And I'm going to move this window out. I'm going to bring up my free transform handles, Command or Control T, and the center point right here, if I move my mouse over it, I can actually move that, and that's going to be the anchor point of how this image scales. Basically it's the center point of where it scales from. I want to move that right to where the center of my light source is going to be right here. And with that in position, I'm going to grab one of these handles, hold down my Shift key and the Alt key so it stays in the center. Alt and Shift. Scale this out just a little bit more, and we'll hit OK. Now I'm going to change both of these layers blending modes to soft light. Do that one, and we'll do this one. And that pretty much completes our sunlight effect. Now it's not completely done because that sunlight's piercing through. It'd be showing up here on the foreground, down here on the ground, wouldn't it? That's what this other layer is for here. I'll go ahead and turn that on, and I'm going to flip it. Go to Transform. Down here it's going right off screen, but right here at the very bottom there's Flip Vertical, and you can see right there. I'm just going to drag this down here right about there, just so that bottom edge is going to the bottom of the document. Now I'm going to bring up my free transform handles once again, do Command or Control T. I'm going to move that down just so those areas are pretty much in scale with the ground itself, right about like that. Hit enter. Now on this layer it's going to change its blending mode to overlay, and I'm going to duplicate that so it intensifies that effect a little bit more. So now we're getting what it looks like, some really harsh sunlight piercing through those trees there. And that pretty much completes the effect. There we've gone ahead and taken a simple photograph of some trees, just like that, and in just a few layers and a few filters, we've given it a really dramatic sunbeam effect.